The technical interview, that most terrible ritual of the job application process. It's nerve-wracking, right? I mean, you're sitting in a room with people who are asking you technical questions. They know, you don't. It can feel very adversarial. But I'd like you to switch your thinking on it for a moment. Instead of thinking of it like a quiz with prolonged eye contact, it's really an opportunity where you can focus on communicating how you think about and talk about code. So I want to give you the 4 types of answers you can give in a technical interview. This is from my experience giving and receiving technical interviews, as well as when I was an instructor at a web boot camp, I gave hundreds of mock interviews. So these are the kind of the best, these are the sort of answers that really stick out in my mind. Number 1 is the theoretical answer. Okay, so if you get asked, position absolute, tell me about position absolute. Well, the theoretical answer would be like, okay, well, absolute is one of the 5 values you can give to the CSS position property. The other 4 being relative, static, fixed, and sticky. Position absolute will take an item out of the box model and position it absolutely relative to its nearest positioned parent. By positioned, I mean having a position value other than static. If it doesn't have any of those, it'll affix it to the window, to kind of the top of the document, rather than the viewport. Which actually is the same sort of thing as position fixed. The absolute positioning occurs using the properties top left, bottom right, width, and height. Okay, well, this answer, what did you get from that? Well, those are the facts. It's good to know the facts. These are kind of important, especially when you're troubleshooting. So this is someone who knows the systematic bits of it, right? And that may be important. Another way to answer this question is the practical or the application. Oh man, position absolute. It lets you put an item wherever you want to on a page. This is especially good for like drop-down menus or tooltips, or let's say you had an Instagram style photo something, right? Photo box. You could position absolute a semi-transparent scrim on top of it, put some buttons there, and boom, you have a share component. Okay, well, what's great about this is that this shows that you would know how to do it. Not only do you know how to do it, it shows that you are someone who cares about knowledge as it is useful, and that's important. All right, so the 3rd type, now this gets a little more kind of intrinsic and personal, shows your individual personality. The 3rd type of answer is the analogy. Now, with an analogy, you are showing what your mental model is for this thing. Oh, position absolute. Well, you can imagine that in the box model, a div is like a rubber band that's kind of like holding a bunch of blocks in place, right? So, position absolute is like taking one of those blocks out. Indeed, like the rest of the rubber band kind of snaps together and the rest of the pieces move where they're supposed to, but then you can take that block and position it wherever you want. So there's a few things that I just communicated. One is that I have internalized the concept of position absolute and built a working mental model from it. The second is that I am an imaginative and intuitive person who kind of sees kind of these pictures and ideas that I can do with things. And it also shows that if you're going to talk to me, or if I'm going to talk to you, one of the best communication methods I'm going to have is analogy. So, the 4th is experiential. Oh, position absolute, you guys. Oh, the number of hours I have lost on position absolute. There's been a bunch of times where I've wanted to like put something position absolute, and it would, instead of kind of positioning it to a container, it would put it at the top of the screen. It took me a while to figure out how to stop that. But yeah, I mean, it's for kind of putting stuff where you want to, and I've spent a lot of time kind of like fiddling with that and making it fit. Okay, so what do we learn about that? One is that I've actually used the thing in question, and I've already had some of the hurdles, I've already had some of the challenges. I kind of know what to do with it because of that. And the second thing, this is kind of almost a cheap trick, is that I've created an empathetic link with my interviewers, probably because there's a good chance they've struggled with it too. There's a good chance they've had code struggles. And struggling with code is a thing that we have in common. Now, which of these is better? Well, the question is, who are you? The answer is really more about, hey, which of these reflect your personality? Which of these reflect your communication style? So one way that you can kind of find out and kind of do technical interview prep, why don't you go through, find a bunch of interview questions for your technology, and try to answer them all 4 ways. After a while, you'll see what fits for you. In any given scenario, any given tech interview, I'm going to want to use all 4 at some point. But I'm going to really focus on the things that work best for me. For me, that's usually analogy and experience. Anyway, unfortunately, this is the right thing to do if you know the answer to the question. Well, what happens if you don't? Well, that might be a topic for another video. Number 1, just be honest and tell me. That's okay. I wish you the best of luck. Good luck in your job search. I'll keep posting videos. Hopefully, they'll help get you in the right place. Thanks so much for paying attention.